and buying of slaves was legal, moral. In the 10th century or 12th century, buying a female slave was legal. There was nothing immoral at that time. So when the time changes, the morality, definition of morality changes. There is a nice song in it. हर युग में बदलते धर्मों को कैसे आदर्श बनाओगे, संसार से भागे फिरते हो, भगवान को क्या तुम पाओगे. There is a beautiful song. The person is challenging that. हर युग में बदलते धर्मों को कैसे आदर्श बनाओगे. Once upon a time, putting a full ghummat was a morality. Today our kids and our sisters and mothers are wearing t-shirt and jeans. Is it immoral? No, we don't think so. So rules are changing. Morality, definition of morality changes. So doing immoral is also not a complete definition of sin. Hunting animals, and environment, that is another big part. Pashu, prani, pashu ka, jeev hinsa, and hurting of environment, that is पाप. ऐसे कहते हैं. पशु प्राणी को नहीं मारना चाहिए. अहिंसा परमो धर्म. But if that is the case, then how will Eskimos able to live in Alaska? They have to eat seal, fish, meat. How will they survive? So are they doing paap? Because their whole time they are eating meat only. How will Eskimos live without meat? Even forget about Eskimos. When we are plowing the fields, there are so many insects and small creatures and all that. They die under the plow. Nahi kya? Have you seen? So many earthworms, everything, they are getting killed. So if killing of animals, killing of insects, killing of that is paap, then we are doing paap. You should not plow the fields. So it is also not a complete definition of paap. Animals living beneath the earth's surface will be died when the plow moves. So what is the definition of paap here? Mogham parthasa jivati. So let us take an example here. It's a very practical example and it is today's example, so we will take it. What is written here, paap? When a person is not doing the prescribed duty with a yajna bhav is paap. That is what is written. Now how to apply that in a practical life? We have got a city next to Toronto. We all know, Brampton, right? We have got a city there. And we all know that there is a lot of car thefts going on. We all know that. It is today's reality. Lot of car thefts are going on. Now chori karna paap hai. So a paap has happened. How did it happen? How so much theft has happened? Because people didn't do their prescribed duty. Which are the prescribed duties not done? 3 people didn't do the prescribed duty. Number 1, education. If there is a correct and effective education, people will not steal. 99% of अच्छे आदमी log will not go for stealing. So you are making a big chunk of people who are not stealing. That is first resolution. Education. And second is political system. Employment, if there is no employment, if there is a person has got no opportunity to earn bread and butter, what will happen? He will steal. चोरी तो करेगा, नौकरी नहीं है, खाना नहीं है, बच्चों को कैसे खिलाना, वो चोरी करेगा ही. क्यों नहीं करेगा? जरूर से करेगा. He will do the stealing. So it is a failure of political system to make a providence. To make a providence for the bread and butter of in the society. It is a failure of political system. Political system didn't give opportunity for employment to that person. And 0.1% लोग बदमाशी होते हैं, मुफ्त का खाने का रहता है. So for that purpose, there is a police system. So it is failure of police to make sure that there is such a amount of punishment and also a big impact, fear in the heart of those 0.01% bad people. चोरी करेंगे, गाड़ी चोरी करेंगे, तो you are having a big consequences. It's not happening. So what happened basically? Police didn't do their prescribed duty, government didn't do their prescribed duty, and the teachers didn't do their prescribed duty. That is why the papa has happened that car stealing is going on. That is today's analysis. In today's life, right over here. And I am giving even name of the city also. So this is why I am giving the example, because this is to understand how the papa, I say nahi hota hai papa. I say wrong things doesn't happen in the society. It doesn't happen that way. When somebody didn't do their prescribed duty with a yajna bhav, then the pap happens. That is why the God has clearly defined the very bottom perfect definition. What is a sin and why it is happening. Pap kaise hota hai? And we took the example of Brampton. Now, it explains very clearly. If the people are educated correctly, and people are given an opportunity to earn bread and butter by not stealing but by a regular way, and if there is a police for those 0.01% bad people, there are always people like that in the world, to punish and keep a fear in the heart of them, there will not be any stealing of cars. So somebody not doing their prescribed duty is papam. That is what the God told. इंद्रियों के साथ में चलने वाला और अपनी ड्यूटी नहीं करने वाला, वो पापी है. ये पाप की क्लियर कट डेफिनेशन. इफ समबडी आस्क पाप क्या है, हाँ दुनिया में पाप बहुत बढ़ गया, कलयुग आ गया. व्हाई कलयुग हैज कम? बिकॉज पीपल डू नॉट डू देयर प्रिस्क्राइब्ड ड्यूटी. दैट इज व्हाई कलयुग इज देयर. Kalyug is not come and then things has happened bad. Things started happening bad, and that is why we say Kalyug has come. It is not like a time phase कि अरे भाई यहाँ से dot से चालू हो गया तो everybody will start behaving in a bad way. No, that is not the Kalyug. Kalyug is when people don't do their prescribed duty. When people will start doing their prescribed duty, what will happen? The scene will go. पाप चला जाएगा. पाप चला जाएगा. Sometimes we say people work hard. People बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, but यज्ञ तरीके से नहीं करते. See, sometimes people will say, no, I am working very hard, I am paying tax, I am doing this, I am doing that, and still there is lot of sin, there is lot of problem in the society. Why? Because the work is not done as per the yajna. See, that is another very important part. Yajnata is very important. Let us take an example. There are 4 horses, and all 4 horses are pulling a cart. But still the cart is not even moving 1 inch. Why? Because all 4 horses are pulling the cart in 4 directions, opposite directions. When people work with their indriya, they work towards their own direction and not in the direction as per the yajna. God को सेंटर में रख के नहीं काम करते हैं, खुद के लिए काम करते हैं. There is a nice story for that. It's a jovial story. That it was the time for the rain in the village. People are anxiously waiting for the rain. Oh, rain should come and our field will have the water. So everybody is waiting for rain. And then there is a temple. So the farmer's wife goes to the temple and prays to the God. God, please send the rain earlier and in time so that my husband will be able to plow the fields and we will get the crops. She is praying to the God that the rain should come and good amount of rain should come. Now there is a pot maker. Kumbhar hai. There is a pot maker. That pot maker, he has also a wife. The pot maker's wife goes to the same temple and prays to the God. Bhagwan, barish late bhejna. Send the rain very late and very little. Why? If there is lot of water, all the clay will become watery and my husband's business will be stopped for 4 months. So please do not send the rain or send very little rain. One person is praying, please send lot of and good rain. Other person is praying, please send very less rain. This is an example which shows that people work with their indriya. for their own selfish nature, for their own reason. When the society works with their own reason, what will happen? Bhagwan kya karega? What will God do? Send the rain or don't send the rain? What to do? And both are praying, हाँ हमने चढ़ावा चढ़ाया भगवान को, $50 का चढ़ावा लगाया, बारिश आनी चाहिए. दूसरी बोलती है $50 का चढ़ावा चलाया, बारिश नहीं आनी चाहिए. हाँ, हनुमान जी को 2 कुपी तेल चढ़ाई. Isn't it? It's not funny, it is sad. Because here we can see that both the people are not thinking in a bigger cause. They are both thinking for themselves. And that is what is said. Indriya, mogham partha sajivati, agayu rindriya ramo. They are thinking about themselves and their senses. They don't work as a yagya. That is why there is a papam. Individual. So individually they are great, but collectively they are negative. All 4 horses are great. They have got the strength to pull the cart alone. But when all 4 horses are working in opposite direction, the cart doesn't move. That is showing the importance of the yagyata. Also, the scene does not bring the society, the resources to the society. Jua khelna paap hai. Gambling is sinful. Why gambling is sinful? We are enjoying. Nobody is having a problem. We are not hurting other people. But we are telling that gambling is not good. Yudhishthir, actually this is a big thing to discuss, the whole Draupadi Vastraharan. Sometime maybe we will be able to take it, I don't know when. But this is the greatest example. Jua khelna paap hai. That is why, I always give a question. If Yudhishthir is Dharmaraj, why will he put his wife in a gamble? How is he a Dharmaraj? Anyway, so the gambling is sinful. Why gambling is sinful? Imagine, there are 4 people who come together, each bring $100 and they do the gambling. They spend 8 hours gambling, playing cards or whatever. Right? After 8 hours, how much money is increased? Somebody will lose, somebody will gain. How much money has increased? That $400 will become $410? No. That $400 will be useful to the other people for a given time? No. And they all work for 8 hours. 8 घंटा मेहनत किया, मगर $400 का $400 ही रह गया. When the work is done towards selfish way, there are no resources generated. इसलिए कहा, that is why it is told, when the work is done as a yagya, then only the rain will come. When people will work with the selfish, no rain will come. बारिश नहीं आएगी. Resources will not be generated. Even though they have worked hard for 8 hours. So that is sin. Sin क्या होता है? Sensual happiness has no limit. And so it does not bring the resources to the society. That is why it is sinful. Jua khelna क्यों पाप है? Somebody will say, especially in this part of the world, casino. Oh my God. Hundreds of thousands of casinos. Gamble with responsibility. Oh, is it? I'm laughing at it. Because then the education is not. The problem is education. Anyway. So we'll go further. Then sensual happiness. Another part is, if people live with the sensual happiness and sensually only guided by the senses, but senses doesn't have the limit. And the senses preferences are also changing. A little baby will have the fun in teether. The baby is chewing the teether. She is having fun in teether. But the same mouth, the sense, the same tongue will change the preference. Now I like to eat chocolate. I grow more, now I like to eat pani puri, spices. I grow more, I like to eat chili. So the same sense keeps changing, number one. The same sense, the capacity to give happiness changes. Senses give different happiness. So if we are living by the senses, we will be like a, mouse who is running in the cage, all around in the wheel. We'll keep running, but not having any outcome. That is why it is sinful. इंद्रियों के साथ में काम करना क्यों sinful है? Why it is sinful to follow only the senses? That is why it is sinful. Because we will be unhappy. See, the outcome of sin, कोई भी पाप का outcome, very golden sentence. Any sin has got two outcomes. One is agyan, another is a pain. Either it creates agyan, that is papa, or it creates a pain. Different type of pains. It may be social pain, it may be physical pain, but it creates a pain. और अज्ञान दौड़ते ही रहता है आदमी, हाँ, इधर से उधर full time, I am working so hard, I am making money and all that. Yeah, that is not bad. It is supposed to be done. But only by the indriya is wrong thing. That is what we are telling. And because of all these people, if they all work like this, what will happen? It will not bring the harmony to the society. Harmony and peace. Fruits are not distributed like rain. That is what is happening today in the world. We see in आज की तारीख में we see in the world. That is why. और फिर हम कहते हैं कलयुग आ गया. बाबा रे बाबा कलयुग आ गया. हाँ ऐसा ऐसा पापो हम पापना हाँ ऐसा कलयुग आ गया. कलयुग हाँ कलयुग कलयुग आता नहीं है, हम लाते हैं. कलयुग आता नहीं है, हम लाते हैं. We don't do our prescribed duties and then the things are happening. Sin हो जाता है. That is sin. और उसकी वजह से pain and अज्ञान. Simple calculation है. Anybody who has got a little interest in understanding the mechanism, the psychology of the society and individual will immediately understand. कलयुग आता नहीं है, हम लाते हैं. When I don't do my duty, कलयुग आएगा. When I do my duty in a yajna bhav, satyug aayega. What is Kalyug and Satyug? Is it like a time transition? I know I am putting my foot on somebody's, I am stepping on somebody's foot also here. But that is not Kalyug. Kalyug is when we don't do our prescribed duty. That is Kalyug. That is when the sins happen. And then we say that Kalyug has come. Feeling of gratitude and politeness is lost. आज देखो बड़े बुजुर्गों का कोई मान नहीं है. There is no respect to the elders. Elder means what? Elder doesn't mean only age. The people who have worked for me, the people who have helped me to reach at the position at which I am, I don't have the gratitude. No respect, no gratitude for them. That is Kalyug. Politeness to accept that I got the help from external factors to reach the present situation. मैंने किया. I came to Canada only with $2 in my hand. And today, see, मेरे पास में 3 बंगलो है. मैंने किया. Everything is because of me. That is seen. That is why we have to come to the temple. भगवान तूने मदद की. Temple is not just to pray. Temple is नम्रता लाएगा जिंदगी में. Go to the God. माता जी के पैर पड़ो और बोलो कि माँ तूने मदद की. यू हेल्प मी. मैं बीमार नहीं हुआ. मेरे से 10 साल छोटे उम्र के लोगों की किडनी फेल हो गई, मर गए, मगर मैं अभी जिंदा हूं. कैसे? तूने मदद की. Gratitude and politeness. If that is not there, it is a sin. And one or many people are hurt physically, mentally. It may not be physical or direct hurt, it may be indirect hurt. Like people throw the burning cigarette buds in the forest. What happens? Forest fire. So many animals, birds, they lose their lives, they lose their home. So many trees are burned. It is not a physical abuse by putting a cigarette bud on the floor of in the forest. But that creates, so our any action, it may even indirect, the point is even indirect way of seeing is also there. There is no only direct, not only direct, but indirect. Passing incorrect law by the government. ऐसा law बना दिया, people are becoming unhappy. मेरा काम हो गया, I am already cleared, I am elected, I did my job, whatever I wanted, and I leave. But you make a law which will damage the society. One or many people may be hurt directly or indirectly. And the society becomes unhappy at large. And also sin is creating damage to the culture and long time adverse effect. Environmental damage, ethnic cleansing, atrocity towards specific faith people. All these scenes are happening because of the people not doing their prescribed duty. That is what is happening. So we have seen what is we have studied what is a sin, what is a sinful living, and because of that it is living in vain. Sinful as the righteous way, because we don't live in a righteous way and methods which are explained, it is sinful. It doesn't bring harmony to the society and fruits are not distributed equally. That is a result of not doing the prescribed duty or sin. That is what is sin. Mouse running in a wheel, that is what is in a vein. The word here is aga ayuhu, sinful living, and indriyartha, that means only for the delighting of the senses. These 2 points are combined. Now here some people misexplained it. So I want to put that very point clearly. Sin kya hota hai? Most of the time we hear that. संसार में पड़ा हुआ है, पापी है, शादी बनाया पापी है, भगवा डाल के सन्यासी हो गया पुण्यशाली है. That is a misunderstanding. Here doing a prescribed duty, in prescribed duty it is also written that you get married, you make new generations and you train them to live in a proper way. That is your prescribed duty. So getting married is not sinful. Because when we say indriyarthe only for the sensual happiness, people misunderstand, misexplain that. That is to be understood also very clearly. That living life is not sinful. Living the life is not sinful. Earning money, doing job, going on vacation, getting married and having kids, wearing ornaments, living in a good house, all these are not sin. Sin is only when we are not doing our prescribed duty. That is what is a sin. If I am a businessman, I should do a good business. I should make a good profit. But where do I use that money? Indriyarthe, only for the sensual happiness, then it is a sin. So it is very clear here that sin is not doing doing only indriya way. Because some people are explaining, see, it is written here in the Gita very clearly. Agayur indriya ramo. You are going only for the happiness, sensual happiness. So it is incorrect. No, it is not. Getting married is not sinful. Making a family is not sinful. And then some people say that living the society is only way for the punya kamane ke liye. Sansar chhod dena chahiye. That is incorrect. Gita doesn't say that. So when we do the word indriya agayu, that doesn't mean you leave the world. So just a clarification on that. So hence these 3 slokas we understood in a way. Now when we are putting these skills in a selfless way as a duty in the yajna, then it is bringing the rain and no sins happen. That is what it is. So I will chant the 17th sloka, that how can we reach that and what is the next step? Some people will stay there and keep doing duty. But after some time, isn't it? When we are growing old or when we do the same thing again and again,